the stereotype that I chose for this assignment is the stereotype of minority students. Many of the university students will look down at the minority students as they thought that the minority students can compete with them in terms of academic ability. But the factual event is the minority students nowadays can compete with the majority students, and what is more shocking is the minority students can perform even better than the majority student in the university in Malaysia.
The second stereotypes toward the international student is that they will have a culture shock. But the fact is, they can really blend with our culture well. For example, I have one of my colleagues from Turkey, and within 1 month, he can really blend with the local people. The stereotype towards the international student is it is hard to communicate with them, but actually they're quite a good communicator. Most of the international students have a basic English knowledge, and since we have been learning English since our primary school, it's easy for us to communicate with them because we can understand them.
I will talk about gender. Gender role is ideology is defined as an individual attitude to how the roles of the woman and men should be shaped by sex. According to gender roles, social and psychology, construction not biological, gender role attitudes demand the distribution of males and females into social roles in society, and consequences impact individual competition choice, type of role as a worker, spouse, or parents, and many other aspects in life on macro level that they affect work, family relations, and labor force pattern. Gender role ideology falls into three types: tradition, and elitary. The first reflects is expected the difference in the role of the man and woman. Men should be responsible for livelihood, therefore are more likely to be assigned work-related roles. Women should be responsible for their family, therefore they are more likely to be assigned to domestic roles. Elitary perceptions holds the roles that should be segregated by gender. Men and women might hold equal roles at the work as well as the traditional perceptions lying meanwhile between traditional roles, segregation, and elitary attitudes. Here are the few examples of the gender stereotype. Okay, the first one is the women are not capable in leadership role as men. This is stereotype assume that women are more suitable for nurturing roles rather than position of power and authority. The second one is other stereotype is the men are not supposed to be show emotions or vulnerability. This is stereotype suggests that men should also be tough and strong, which can be harmful as they discourage emotion expression and seek support. Gender is a concept that refers to the roles, behavior, and identity associated with a being male or female. It is a social and cultural construct that's varied across different societies and cultures. Some people identify as male, some as female, and others are non-binary or gender quota. It is important to respect and acknowledge everyone's gender identity and expression. Gender identity refers to a person's internal sense of their gender, which may be different from the sex assigned from the birth. Gender expression is how individuals present their gender to others through behavior, clothing, hairstyle, and more.
Stereotypes that exist in university is actually socio-economic stereotypes. Socio-economic stereotype is actually one of the common thing that students face in university. This is because once you enter university, you are actually divided to two types of students, which is the first one is wealthy students and financially struggling students. So what are the assumptions that were made on this type of things? So for a wealthy student, it is actually the assumption that were made on them was privileges. People assume that they had a lot of privileges, like they had no worries on money, they can use all the facilities in university, they are good with the lecturers. But all these assumptions are actually wrong because not all students are like that. Even if they are wealthy, that does not mean that they did not have any struggles going around them. That does not mean that they did not have difficulties on learning or so on. So for financially struggling students, it is actually hard on them because people assume them that they have low or bad work ethics, which is when you see someone that not as wealthy as other people, you assume that they are lazy, they did not focus in class, or maybe they are not good to work with. So this is actually very hard on them because especially when you are dealing with group assignment. So there is no students that wanted to work with them. So they need to either work by themselves or work with someone that really did not know how to work. So other than that, I think that actually it does not matter if you are wealthy or not quite wealthy. Your knowledge or your dedication on studying is actually based on yourself and not other people.
Okay, the last stereotype, which is student athlete, where the first stereotype which happen when you are a student athlete is the student athlete only care about their sport. Some people believe that the student athlete are there in the college or university only for their sport, but the factual things about it is most college student or student athlete, college student athlete cannot go pro, which means they can go to the pro level, where most student athlete cannot go pro. So they are in the college or university just like every other student to study and have a better academic record for them for their future. Okay. The second stereotype of the student athletic is college athlete have their tutor do all the work for them. Most people believe that the athlete have their own tutor to complete their work or assignment because they mostly focus on their training and game. But the factual thing about it is the student athlete need to do their own homework. The student athlete need to do their own work, because if they get caught having someone else do their work, they may lose their eligibility to play in their sport, or even being suspended from taking the course. Okay, thank you.